Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Warsword Conquest, Goblin Edition. Now, when we left off, we were defeated rather badly, and yes, I am going to say that. I am going to admit that I was incorrect in my assumption that we would be able to defend against the Dwarves at Bloodhorn, and they very quickly overwhelmed us and took it with the help of their many demon and giant slayers. And so, we are now also having a little bit of a status update here, because they have completely overwhelmed us in the northeastern area, where we previously had some fiefs under our control. So, as you can probably tell from my words there, we have lost absolutely everything in the northeast, and on top of that, we have another problem, which I will be addressing after we have eliminated War Boss Duffer, however you want to say it, and that is, of course, the fact that this fellow has Lord Kurun as a prisoner, but there is something else that I would also like to go over too. So, he has -3 with us. We're just going to be taking him out very quickly indeed. As you see, he only has 40 units, and yes, we have thankfully gotten many of our companions back as well, because I think we're just missing one, and they have not come back for some reason, not entirely sure, but all of the others appeared to actually escape being captured in the first place. They had actually not any difficulty with, well, being taken prisoner or being placed in Bloodhorn's prisoner tower or anything like that, so thankfully enough, they returned to us within a good amount of days, and yes, that was absolutely perfect. Very nice indeed. And then we obviously just took our time with things. Got a huge amount of archers, as you can see. A load of mummies as well. I was trying to make sure that we had everything. Absolutely everything in our advantage, because we really need it. And you will know why after we have eliminated this troll. Oh yes, there we go. And after this battle, of course. So come on, yes, take out that troll, thank you very much. And let's not try to jump into a load of black orcs. That would not be a good idea. But nevertheless, Ratlob actually still has some HP. He's just taking a little bit of a rest, because obviously that's what goblins do. They take rests quite a lot, as well as orcs. I'm not entirely sure why the orcs are not taking rest. Oh, some of them are actually. Look, this one. This one is taking a small sleep with a goblin as well, resting on his stomach there. And we have a couple of other people taking small naps and various things. But yes, let us just swiftly move on there. Yeah, just ignore the casualty report right there. We didn't get taken out. That was just a small sleep. And so, there we have it. We have taken out all of those orcs very easily indeed. We are going to be taking them prisoner because, goodness me, it is very difficult to pin these guys down. And now, as we can see here, we have freed Lord Kurun, which has improved our relation with him by 7. And there we have it. Very nice indeed. We actually get to take a troll, which I absolutely adore. Really love those. And we are just going to be taking some goblin units as well, because these are obviously Lord Kurun's units that he failed to use to good effect by the looks of things. We're going to be capturing a couple of enemies as well. Now, let's just take a look here. Yes, nothing really to write home about. Now, as you can see, I did actually buy some tools and fine velvet, because I was a little bit worried that Martek would not become our home city, but apparently it has now become our home city. Not entirely sure why it took so long to update, but eventually it did become our home city. And there is Lord Grom. Okay, well, he only has 44 units. I'm actually... Oh my, he's actually running in there. That is a big mistake in my opinion. I would like to give some troops to him. That would be wonderful. So let's give some of these guys, Lord Kurun's old units. I actually did find some blood letters as well, as you can see in a nearby tavern. I actually really like those a lot. And yes, hopefully that is going to help him out. He has 78 relation with us, well, I suppose we are quite thankful that he is doing a good job here. Now, you may notice that this was actually our fief before, in the previous episode, And now it's not. And there's a very good reason for that, and that is because the Pirate Kingdom decided, you know what, we're going to declare war against that guy because he's not having a hard enough time as it is. So, yes, the Pirate Kingdom has declared war against us. They initially took Volchaz Fort as well from us, but I traveled over there through Tomb King lands, and I decided, you know what, we're going to just take it back. They only had about 38 units in there, so it was very easy indeed. We were able to take that back, no problem at all, and then, hopefully, the vassal that I have awarded it to is going to do an exceptional job at defending it, or at least I can only hope so. Now, as you can also see, the Dwarves have consolidated their rule at Dekarak Asgal as well as at Bloodhorn, and the Orcs have been rather audacious as well, and they have taken Death Gorge Fort from us too. Now, in a, well, retaliation for them taking Volchaz, I actually went over to Luchini after I had taken Volchaz and took that as well. They only had around 130 units there, so it was relatively simple, although we did take a rather large amount of casualties from that because, of course, they do have some very good ranged units. And no doubt if we are going to be fighting some of them at Tannis, which we are going to be doing very, very shortly indeed, although I would like to take out Emir Gulassen, who has been looting our various villages around here. As you can see, most of these villages have been looted. So, Lord Grom is joining us for this, and we are going to be taking this guy out. So we have 281, and he has 152. So we should be fine, but you never know. Considering, well, Radlob does like to take naps every now and again, and we probably do not want to see that, do we? No, we do not want to see that at all. So let us get all of our units into a reasonable position. And, of course, Lord Grom has decided to just charge straight on in there without our assistance, which I have to admit is probably a mistake, considering they are on a hill, and being on a hill, it makes mounting rather difficult. The mount speed does reduce when you are going uphill, of course. And we're actually going to charge our units in. It appears as though Lord Grom is just going to be winning this battle all by himself if we do not actually help him. So let's try and do that, shall we? That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Yes. We actually seem to be doing a considerable amount of damage. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with the Kingdom of Araby's units, because, well, I've known them to be very powerful in the past. But it appears not so much in this particular bout. But nevertheless, they are receiving reinforcements from atop the hill there. I'm a little bit worried about that, even though we do have a rather large amount of forest walkers and indeed archery units. I'm still a little bit worried about the sand wraiths. He does have sand wraiths, just bear that in mind. Now, we need to be very, very cautious. That guy is attempting to shoot us, as you can see, so let's try and move away a little bit just to make sure everything is going smoothly. And maybe we could actually... oh, maybe we can actually deal some damage to this guy. It would be quite nice to get some revenge on him. Never mind. Okay, the sand wraiths are now coming in. And why am I blocking with a ball and chain? No idea why I'm blocking with that, because we have no shield. So, yeah, I'm going to try and stage a flanking maneuver around here. See if we can actually get a little bit of critical damage on these guys. There we are. Very nice. And now let's just try and strafe a little bit. Try to make sure that we don't take any unnecessary damage. And I was hoping I would be able to hit one of those guys. Ooh, here we go. Yes, let's take out that Araby assassin. We must take out those guys. We cannot have them assassinating people. And, ooh, that was close. Okay, so our wolf took the brunt of that arrow shot, but that was very, very close indeed. I believe we would have died if it wasn't for our wolf right there. But yes, now we can just eliminate the stragglers in Emir Gulassen's forces. And there we have it. One more hit. One more hit. Yes, there we have it. Thank you very much. I love the ball and chain weapon. I really do. It is amazing. Okay, so there we have it. We are victorious once again. So let's just see here. 127 we took out, so he still has 25 remaining. That's okay. That's not a problem at all. as he is just going to be absolutely stomped now, and hopefully Lord Grom will be able to take many of them prisoner and hopefully recruit a couple of his prisoners as well, rescue some. That is what I mean, of course. Oh, okay, so let's just see here what is going on. Okay, so we have one cavalry unit. That's not good. We do not want those cavalry just charge in there by themselves. That would be pretty bad. Okay, so we still have everyone with us right now, and we're going to be making our way down here. And we'll see if we can actually take out some of these mounted units. That would be wonderful. Oh, yes, we actually penetrated his block right there. I actually like that quite a bit. Now, let's see if we can actually deal some damage with a jump and bash. Oh, yes, a jump and bash. There we go. Very nice. Wow, all of our archers are just getting right up in their faces. That is actually rather amusing, considering they are meant to be fighting from long range. Oh, wow. Thrud actually advanced to level 41. I have no idea why. Wow. Yeah, that is just insane, because the amount of experience needed to level from 40 to 41 is just immense. So that is actually quite a testament to the amount of kills he has been able to get. So that is very, very cool indeed. Okay, so we will be resting up after this particular bout. We are not going to retreat. However, I would like to... Yes, there we are. Okay. I would have liked to have ended the fight so that we could eliminate them automatically, but no such luck there. So, yes, for morale, and we have the opportunity to take him prisoner, which I will be doing. Now, what also happened while I was off-screen recuperating our units is that the Goblins, amazingly enough, the Goblins have actually made peace with us, and that is just absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I really cannot say anything better about that, because it has been a long time coming. They really just were incredibly stubborn about everything. So thankfully enough, they have now made peace, and so we don't need to worry about them raiding our villages over and over any further. So that is just absolutely amazing. But we of course now have the other problem with the pirate kingdom declaring war against us, which is just, absolutely awful. But nevertheless, we are dealing with it relatively well, I feel. And let's just see here. Okay, so we can level up one of those guys, and I'll save Thrud's level up for a little bit later. And let's just see here. Yeah, because he's really not going to be gaining anything from that. He is really not going to be gaining anything at all. And I stopped by the Chaos Lands as well and picked up some armor for him. It's not the best armor, but it is relatively good. I spent maybe 15 to 20,000 on that. As you can see, I've been making a little bit of money because I have invested it in various dye works around the land in the south here. So I went to all of the high elf towns, and one of them actually did have a pretty bad weavery dye works, so I made an ironworks there, but that in itself is only going to be giving us, well, not very much at all. In fact, they are just going to be giving us around 130 every single week. So yes, that's not too good, is it? Not too good at all, but hopefully we will see a little bit more profit as time goes on. And there's only 43 units here. Now, I'm unsure whether Tannis was a siege tower. No, it's not. That is wonderful. So let us use Joseph, who has returned to us, to construct the ladders. We're going to be waiting until morning, I think. Yes, there we go. Thank you. And now we will lead our soldiers in an assault. Now, hopefully, we will have enough HP to survive the initial barrage of incredible musket fire. They do have some very good guns, after all. I'm going to place our archers outside, but I'm not entirely sure where. I think over here would be pretty good. Now, let's just charge everyone else in and put our archers back there once again. Now, please, sharpshooters and all kinds of other projectile-based units, please do not headshot me. That would be pretty nice to stay alive a little bit more than just 2 seconds. Now, let's just see here whether we're able to pull this off. We are obviously going to be losing a huge amount of units. Oh, yes, exactly how it happened previously at that other castle that we took, Luchini, from them. And maybe we can actually deal some damage here as well. Yes, yes, okay, here we go, here we go. That's what we want to see. We want to see some extreme damage from our ball and chain. As we can see, we are also absolutely penetrating their blocks right now. We are crushing through them. Very, very nice to see that indeed. Take out that first mate. This guy's going to try and shoot me. He missed. And now he must die. Yes, excellent. Okay, so other than that, we just need to deal with these guys. They thankfully have muskets which do not reload very fast. And we are able to eliminate them in a frenzy of blood. And now we will be heading out onto the battlements and seeing whether there are any in the elevation areas here. Elevated areas. Nothing really I can see right now. It doesn't appear as though... Nope, there's only one left and he is in the courtyard. So there is a very easy victory indeed. And we have taken back Tannis Castle. And we're going to be taking some of these guys and hiring them back. Thank you. Okay, so now let us head onward. That was not too bad. Let's give that to Lord Kuran. He is currently having problems with us. Lord Nazgûl is also having problems with us. So, yes, we are having quite the balancing act to deal with here. And Lord Beetoinsnot wishes to inform us that he's holding a feast. Probably not a good time, but there it is anyway. He is doing a reasonable job there. And we have 51 units to defend this particular fief. Okay. So, as we can see, yes, we are gaining 8,700 every single week from Martek, which is absolutely amazing, mainly because I constructed a market there. It took about 16 to 18 days, I think. Oh, of course. Luchini has now come under siege, and we will be heading on over there as quickly as we can, so let's just see if we can get a couple more units leveled up, and we'll head on over as quickly as possible. Now, I'm not entirely sure who I gave this to, but it was one of our stronger vassals as far as I'm aware. It wasn't Lord Toxicotl, and there's Volchaz Fort. That is going to be taken no problem at all by Hold King Auric. He has an overwhelming force, really an overwhelming force. I saw him wandering around over here about maybe 10 days ago, 10 in-game days, of course. And suffice it to say, he had 220 units, 36 of those being Demon Slayers. So, yes, definitely want to try and avoid him for now. And let's see what's actually going on here. Captain James. Aha. Captain James Vane. Okay, well, he is obviously going to be dying because only one person can be called James here. Oh, yes. And unfortunately enough, they have an overwhelming amount of archers and gunners and various things like that. So we're going to try to maneuver around them. Ah. Well, that's not good, is it? They have 780. That is pretty painful, I gotta say. That is pretty painful. -4. They have 80, and we have 46. Yes, -4 battle advantage, everyone. That is somewhat painful. We have 24 archers versus probably 80 gunners. So, I'm gonna say that I'm probably going to die in almost an instant. So let's just see here, shall we? They have a river to cross, which might actually give us a little bit of an advantage, but I don't know whether they'll even try to cross it, because why would you? You have so many pistols and so many guns at your disposal. Okay, I'm not entirely sure why these cavalry are charging in, but I suppose that is just because of the proximity that I placed the flag. Okay, let's just charge straight on in here. I took out James. Great. Good. Okay, well that's probably going to bode pretty badly for me, because obviously if he goes down immediately, then we are probably going to be having the same fate. Let's take out that cannoneer, thank you very much. Okay, now, if I can charge in here and not die, then I should be able to eliminate many of their units. But unfortunately, Ratlob decided it would be a good idea to have a sleep again. So yes, he's just sleeping, no problem. No problem at all. We actually appear to be doing some pretty considerable damage to these guys. I gotta say, that's actually quite remarkable, because as you can see, the enemies have received reinforcements before us, which is absolutely incredible. I really would not have expected that, but nevertheless, it appears as though we are receiving some pretty good reinforcements as well. Some cavalry to go alongside our archers, hopefully to prevent them from taking too much damage. But the one thing that I am aiming to do is just survive this particular encounter. If we can survive this, then I feel we will have a very great chance of defending the castle against the overwhelming onslaught that the pirates have apparently amassed in their times of peace, because it appears as though that the pirate kingdom has not really been attacked or being offensive in any way. So yes, that's actually pretty impressive that they were able to amass so much without being attacked, of course, by that time. So yeah, this is actually really nice that the enemy has received so many reinforcements so quickly. That means we are eliminating, well, 80 units, or shall we say a good percentage of 80 units every single wave, which I have to say is very, very cool. Now, the one thing that I am exceptionally worried about are these guys. Yes, huge ogres with cannons, and they are going to be doing a lot of damage. Oh, he's now brought out an anchor. Well, he is in the water, so I suppose we probably could expect him to do that. But pirate ogres, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. That's not good. That is not good at all. If they are firing their cannons, however, we may have a chance. But if they go into melee, then obviously it's going to be pretty tricky to take them out. But we have an overwhelming amount of archers on the high ground, so we might be able to pull this off. Let us not count us out just yet. We may indeed be able to get some good action going on here. Well, the one thing that I have to say that is good is the fact that these ogres are actually just running up and getting absolutely pincushioned by all of our archers. As you can see, we have so many archers just waiting here to shoot arrows into anyone that is willing to pop their head up above the riverbank. That is the main thing. As you can see, unfortunately, there are a huge amount of units down below, and our units are just going to be holding position waiting for any of them to just crop up. But right now, it appears we may be succeeding rather well here. There's only 2 ogre units remaining. Okay. Only 2 remaining and a handful of little units. I say little units in comparison to the ogres, of course. They are not goblins. But so far, everything actually seems to be going in our favor, which I have to admit I was not expecting. When I saw 700 plus units, I was like, oh no, that is a big, big deal. And I was very worried indeed. Now, let us hope that they are able to... Oh, lovely headshot. Yes, very nice indeed. Oh, and here are a couple of other headshots. That ogre is taking arrows in the face like a champ. Oh my. And now he's running. He's actually running. I could not believe this. He has so much HP, and yet he is where... Oh my. He is very, very dead now. But nevertheless, the last remaining units and the last pirate ogre has been taken out. And there are only... Well, there's actually only 1 unit remaining. So there we have it. That is actually victory. I did not see that coming at all. Well, nevertheless, we have been victorious, and 32 renown and 17 morale is our reward. Very nice indeed. And we lost 15 forest walkers, 6 mummies, 5 shadow walkers, and various other units that we are dearly going to miss. Takes a long time to level those guys up. And then we're going to be, obviously, moving onward from now. Okay, so we have 153 units. They have 606. Can we move in here in time? Yes. Excellent. Okay, so there we have it. That is going to be for the next episode. We are going to be defending against these pirates, and we'll see how well we do, but it's actually looking pretty good so far. It's actually looking pretty good, so I am hopeful and very positive that we will be able to defend. So, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.